Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. So this is currently my second video I'm doing now today. If you just go catch up on my channel, my current Arsenal Manchester United match reaction as I've just currently done as well. Disappointing result today, as I currently said. I've just give you all my analysis on my previous current video, but I'm still very confident, that Manchester United, can still get the top four, as I currently said. As I did say on my preview, it could be crucial, for our current top four ambitions, of course, as well, because obviously, it was a top four battle, Arsenal and Manchester United, but I did say it won't be fully decisive of who finishes in the top four at the end of the season, of course, as well. So I'm still very confident, that Manchester United, can get the top four, as I currently said. Yes, it is a misadvantage, of course, with Tottenham, dropping points yesterday away to Southampton, with Chelsea, also dropping points at home today to Wolves. So it is a missed advantage, because if we had a won today, we would have gone 4 points ahead of Arsenal. Of course, would have gone level on points with Tottenham as well. So as it does currently stand now, we've dropped down to fifth. Arsenal are 2 points ahead of us, and Arsenal now have only 1 point behind Tottenham as well, because Tottenham are winless in their last four games, I think, as well. So obviously now our 100% winning record away from home under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has officially come to an end. And at some point, it was always going to come to an end, as we all currently know. And obviously, it's our first defeat as well in the Premier League. But I'm still really happy with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know we've been in a great run of form, since he's come to Manchester United. Unless, he has transformed this team, to be quite honest with you. Of course, in this game today, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had made a number of changes, going into the game as well. But I just thought today Manchester United weren't clinical enough, to be quite honest, because we did have chances in the game. Lukaku, that will be a talking point as well. And this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, will pinpoint out, basically, the chances, Lukaku had. He hit the crossbar in the first half. He had one when he tried rounding the goalkeeper, but the keeper saved. That was a great chance there. Lukaku had a great chance at the start of the second half as well. And I thought Lukaku played really well today, to be quite honest with you. Of course, I thought Lukaku, played really well today. We saw also Fred hit the post as well in the first half. But I thought Fred was really poor today, and I'm not too quite sure, if he's a long-term solution for Manchester United, to be quite honest with you, Fred. But as Solskjaer did confirm before the game that obviously he did say Martial was going to be involved. He came on late in the second half. He did say obviously, Matic was going to be involved. He started today in the Nemanja Matic. I thought he slowed that midfield down today in the Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest, because I thought we were very ineffective in that midfield. Very slow. Looked very lethargic in that midfield, to be quite honest. I thought in the first 25 minutes, Arsenal totally dominated the game. They won every last ditch tackle. They were first to every ball. They won the second balls as well, did Arsenal. So they were very dominant and fluent in the opening 25 minutes. To be quite fair, they did have chances, did Arsenal, in that opening 25 minutes, but De Gea didn't have really, much to do in the game, apart from the Xhaka goal. To be quite honest with you, De Gea should have done better with that, when to be quite honest with you. I think Matic dropped off Xhaka in that moment as well. I think he was like 25 yards out, but I'm not going to be heavily critical of David De Gea, for what he's done at the club, over the years. De Gea should have done better with it, to be quite honest with you, but I'm definitely, not going to criticise him. That was in 12 minutes, Arsenal had taken the lead through Jack, and then, they still started playing well. I thought, the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette are very good, as a fantastic partnership for Arsenal, to be quite honest, because they do look very effective together. They combine very well, and I think, they were sustaining attacks very well. Aubameyang and Lacazette, and they were causing us all sorts of problems at the back in that opening first 25 minutes. They were causing Smalling problems, Lindelof problems as well. I don't think Lindelof was at his potential best today as well. But Aubameyang and Lacazette, played really well for Arsenal today. I thought they maintained a lot of pressure through the likes of Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette. That Niles, I thought, had a good game for Arsenal today as well. But I thought the majority of the Arsenal players, played very well today. Throughout the course of the 90 minutes, I'd say Arsenal had just shaded the game. But I think, what cost us basically, as I did currently say, obviously Lukaku missing them chances, because, to be quite fair, Lukaku's performances have improved. At Manchester United, he scored 6 goals, in his last 3 games, before today's game as well. And, he should have scored at least 2 goals today as well, Romelu Lukaku. And I think he looks much better, when he's alongside Marcus Rashford, because obviously when Lukaku's up front with Rashford, Rashford's giving that support, he can make more runs, can Romelu Lukaku. Because I think when he's on his own, if he does play up front on his own, Romelu Lukaku, I don't think he's reliable enough, to make all them sprints and, to capitalise and all that. But I think when he's got support, with Rashford there alongside him, I think think Lukaku really performs better, yeah, to be quite honest with you. But he had a good game today, Lukaku. I thought some of our players, were giving, Lukaku and Rashford, some good service and all that as well. So Lukaku, I thought, for me, was the best player on the pitch today, without a shadow of a doubt. But he was unlucky, not to score today. I know there has been rumours of him, leaving Manchester United in the summer, of course. He said he's indicated he wants to go to Juventus, if Manchester United, of course, do decide to sell Romelu Lukaku in the summer. Rashford, I thought, had a good game today as well. I thought Rashford played very, very well. I thought he played between the lines very, very well. And Rashford, was causing problems, So we did have our moments in the game today as well. As I just said, we weren't clinical enough in front of goal, to be quite honest with you. De Gea should have dealt with that Xhaka shot, to be quite honest with you. But I'm not going to criticise, David De Gea. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's blameless in this situation, because I thought I'm not going to criticise his tactics at all, because, Manchester United, of course, have still got some injuries, as we all currently know. But we saw Martial come back. We saw Matic come back as well, which was very, very good. Ander Herrera was supposed to be involved reportedly, but Ander Herrera, of course, is still out with a hamstring injury. So obviously, Ander Herrera is still injured at the course at the moment as well. And as the game went on, as I currently said, half time came, then the second half came. We started lively in the second half. We came out of the blocks in the second half. We were piling pressure on them in the second half, as I currently said. There was talks of a handball from Koscielny as well in the second half. That could have been a decision that we should have got as well. That should have mainly been a penalty for Manchester United in the second half. But for me, I don't think Arsenal's second goal was a penalty, to be quite honest. I think Lacazette went down far too easily. I don't think Fred really touched him, to be quite honest with you, Lacazette. And I actually thought Lacazette, was actually going to take the penalty. This was just before the 70th minute mark, as I said. But it was a good penalty, to be quite honest with you, from Patrick Emerick Aubameyang. And then after that, we had the mountain to climb. And then obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought Martial into contention, which was good to see. He also brought Mason Greenwood on as well, making his second appearance for Manchester United in the senior team as well. And Martial didn't really look lively, when he came on, to be quite honest with you, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, as I said. But it is very, very disappointing, as I said, but we can't moan, we can't grumble, since Solskjaer's come in, since he's took the mantle in his club, we've been in a really, really good run of form, since he's come in. Away from home, we've been fantastic as well. But obviously our 100% winning record has now come to an end. So as it does stand now, we've won 14 out of 18, is it, in all competitions. We've had two draws, 2 defeats now in the process as well. So we have still won 10 in the league under Solskjaer at the moment. We've won 9 away from home. As I currently said. But, to be quite fair, we knew Arsenal was always, going to be a very, very difficult game, to be quite honest, because at the Emirates this season, Arsenal have been playing really, really well. It's been a fortress this season, the Premier League, as Arsenal going to Arsenal, to be quite honest, because Arsenal have only lost 1 game at the Emirates this season in the Premier League, and that was obviously to Manchester City at the start of the season as well. I think in all competitions, they've only lost 3 at the Emirates this season as well, so they have, played very, very well this season at the Emirates, and we knew it was going to be a difficult game. Of course, Arsenal are still obviously, not good enough to, to be up there challenging for trophies or, competing for any leagues a row, because obviously Umar knows that investment is still needed into their investment is still needed into Arsenal's squad in the summer, of course. So obviously from Arsenal's perspective, they'll want to get top 4 so they can get Champions League for next season, or of course they'll obviously want to, succeed in the Europa League, of course, so they can get automatic Champions League qualification for next season, and so too, of course, they can have more of a competitive summer window, obviously, invest more money into their club as well. But Umar, it's only his first season with Arsenal. I do think he's done a really, really good job, to be quite honest, because he had the game plan out today, to pressures. Yeah. To be fair, I'll give Arsenal credit. Umar set out a game plan. He went with a game plan. Of attacking us and pressing us high up the pitch, and this is exactly what Arsenal did. Especially in the first 25 minutes. Half an hour of the game as well. And Umar, it's only his first season. Arsenal, went 22 games unbeaten on season earlier on in the season. I think it's Umar. It's only a transition season for Umar. Of course, he's still in the process. Of rebuilding. Is Umar, because obviously he's still aware that Arsenal need investment in the summer as well. But the majority of them Arsenal players, from their perspective today, played really, really well. To be quite honest, Ozil played really, really well. Obviously now getting more in the team as Mesut Ozil, because throughout the course of this season, he has found it hard to get into the team as Mesut Ozil, because Umar has been constantly dropping him. Of course, he was playing in that attacking midfield position today, just behind Aubameyang and Lacazette as well. I thought Ozil put a really, really good performance in. The man Matic couldn't get anywhere near Mesut Ozil, especially in that first 25 minutes as well. But Ozil, he's on on £350,000 a week. Of course, he's Arsenal's highest paid player, and now he's more recently, he's getting more into the team as Mesut Ozil, and I think he's happy at Arsenal. He loves Arsenal, does Mesut Ozil. He wants to remain loyal to Arsenal as well. I know there was speculation of him leaving in January, but he won't leave Arsenal because obviously now he's getting more in the team, and he's anticipating well now as well as Mesut Ozil for that. And he's still playing really, really well, knowing that he's going to Juventus in the summer as well. And I've always rated him, he's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder. He's Aaron Ramsey, this is his 11th season now in the process with Arsenal's as well. But he is going to Juventus in the summer on a free transfer. But, when he's still playing now, he's playing really, really well indeed. To quite honest with you, first 25 minutes, Arsenal, look galvanised in that first 25 minutes as well. And we wasn't in the game in the first 25 minutes because, we didn't come out of the blocks in the first 25 minutes. Arsenal were winning every second balls. They were first to every ball as well. And, I was confident going into this game today against Arsenal, to quite honest, considering we had a fantastic result against PSG, as I said. And, of course, we got a great result. We had 10 first-team players out away at PSG, as I said. But today, I just thought we weren't clinical enough, to be quite honest with you. But mainly, we have got a good record against Arsenal because we've won our 2 previous visits to the Emirates, before today as well. Beat them comfortably in the Cup. And last season, Arsenal mainly, in reality, should have won the game last season in this fixture in the Premier League because we won the game 3-1. Arsenal in that game must have had like 30 odd shots or something like that in the game as well. But I'd say they just shaded it over the 90 minutes. But Solskjaer will pinpoint the chances we had in that game. So now we do sit fifth. We're only 2 points behind anyway. We're only 2 points now behind Arsenal. We're only 2 points behind. That's easy catchable. There's still 8 games left to go and all that. And Arsenal are only 1 point behind Tottenham now. And if we'd have won today, we'd have gone 4 points ahead of Arsenal on level on points with Tottenham as well because they've been in a bad run of form of recent in the league as well. Chelsea, of course, dropping points today. Was it at home to Wolves as well? So we'll just have to move on from this game. As I currently said, for me, it wasn't a penalty that shouldn't have been given. And David De Gea really, should have done better with that Xhaka shot in the first 12 minutes of the game as well. But it was good to see, Martial come back into contention. He's obviously just recovered from injury. It was good to see Mason Greenwood, come on as well. Matic didn't play well today at all. And I always said I've got strong reservations about him, but mainly when he's been fully fit under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his performances have really, really improved with the Nemanja Matic's. But it was really, really poor today. Obviously, he's just recovered from injury as well. Fred had a bad game today, even though he did hit the post in the first half as well. But Matic couldn't get anywhere near the likes of Mesut Ozil or Xhaka, not in that midfield whatsoever. So, Arsenal totally dominated, that first 25 minutes. But I thought after that we grew and developed into the game and we started sustaining attacks a little bit. We started getting bodies forward. And I thought after 25 minutes, we did grow into that game, as I couldn't have said. But we move on from this now, of course, anyway. And I'm confident, we can get top 4. I think Ollie's done a great job at Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. And as I did currently say, I still think as Manchester United manager, he can get us back, being a competitive team, and he's done a really, really good job. And obviously, we know that investment is needed into Manchester United in the summer. To be quite honest, we know investment is needed. We're going to get around 200 million to spend in the summer. Of course, we do expect departures as well in the summer, of course, as well. So I've already identified the positions, where Manchester United do need to strengthen up. Obviously, we want to get Champions League for next season. We've still got a great chance of winning the Champions League. We've got a great chance of winning the FA Cup as well, and that would be fantastic indeed. So if we can win the Champions League, we don't need to get into the top 4 because obviously we've won the Champions League and we'll automatically get in the Champions League for next season as well. But obviously, we've got a board that can invest who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, wants to bring to Manchester United in the summer as well. But as I did say, we're going to expect departures as well. But, there's still areas in our team, where we are currently lacking and we need to address them problems in the summer. But Solskjaer will get back in the summer without a shadow of a doubt, guys, to be honest with you. And as I did currently say, I do think he can take this team forward. He can elevate us to that high level. But obviously, want to get Champions League for next season so we can have more of a competitive summer transfer window, as I said. Obviously, we know contract renewals still need sorting out as well. But obviously, got a game we play next week against Wolves away from home. We go to Molineux against Wolves away from home in the FA Cup quarter final. And we know that won't be easy as well. So we've got to, put this game behind us now and hopefully go win at Wolves away from home as well, because Wolves have been playing really, really well this season. Obviously, they've got what's his name, Nuno Santo as their manager. I think he's been their manager since like 2017, but I think Wolves this season, the Premier League, have had a really, really good season. They're sitting seventh in the league. They've got a draw at Chelsea today as well. Wolves, have played really, really well this season, so we know that that's not going to be easy going away to Wolves as well. But that won't be easy, as I currently said. And Nuno Santo obviously won the championship with Wolves last season. This is why they're in the Premier League this season. I think they've had a really, really good season of Wolves this season. So we know that's not going to be easy. They've done well in the league this season. They've progressed to the FA Cup quarterfinals. They're sitting seventh in the league table as well, and that's good for a club like Wolverhampton Wanderers, as I said. So we know that's not going to be as easy as we think. We're going away to Wolves as well. But yeah, as I did currently say, I still think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get the Manchester United job without a shadow of a doubt. Reports saying next week, obviously Manchester United, Ed Woodward has obviously scheduled a current meeting. Ed Woodward's scheduled a meeting, and Manchester United are going to have contract negotiations with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Regarding him getting the job on a full-time basis. Reports do currently say that Manchester United are going to pay a compensation fee to Mould of around £6 million, to give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis. And he does, deserve the job on a full-time basis, with progression he's done, since he's come to Manchester United, as I said. I just thought it was unlucky today in parts of that game. You could say the ref cost us, wasn't a penalty. There were shouts of a handball in the second half from Laurent Koscielny as well. But yeah, I think Solskjaer will get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis. Reports have been coming out about it, based on his fantastic progression. So reportedly we're going to pay a compensation package of around £6 million to Mould to give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis. Of course, at the moment, we've paid an initial £1.8 million to Mould, to obviously, get Solskjaer temporary, of course, as well. I think his contract term is going to be a 4-year deal with £30 million. I think there's plus bonuses involved as well, as it does currently say. So worth £30 million plus bonuses involved as well. Of course, his annual salary is going to be around £7.5 million, of course. So obviously, he's going to be receiving half the wages, than what currently Jose Mourinho was earning. But in terms of he's getting a higher pay rise is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, compared to what he was on at Mould, because he was only on like £400,000 a year at Mould. But of course now he's at Manchester United, he'll get around £7.5 million per year. And he did say, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he has confirmed his contractual situation with his former club Mould, and he did currently say he thinks his contract term has expired with Mould, because Solskjaer said, you can't have two contracts, even though from Mould's perspective, they did currently say that he'd agreed a new 3-year deal a couple of weeks, before he came to Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So it's looking likely he'll get the job on a full-time basis, of course, as well. He hasn't really got a good managerial pedigree at the moment in terms of winning any silverware and all that. He still did win 2 Norwegian titles with Mould in his 2 managerial spells there. Obviously didn't do so good at Cardiff. He only had a short tenure with Cardiff. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, and he was a very, very good player. For 11 years. It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under Alex Ferguson. He scored 126 goals in all competitions and all that as well. So he flourished under Alex Ferguson for 11 years. But I think he will prove himself as manager in the future, because if Manchester United can get some signings in the summer, I definitely think we can be title contenders for the new season without a shadow of a doubt, guys, to be quite honest with you. But at some point we knew it was going to come to an end. Every team loses, to be quite honest. But Solskjaer's done a great job. We've enjoyed the last 2 or 3 months under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, I know a lot of our fans will be coming out, cocking it off, saying, Ollie's at the wheel and, taking all the mick and all that. But it's only one game, and it's not going to prove decisive of who finishes in the top 4, because we could still definitely, finish in the top 4 without a shadow of a doubt. They'll be, for the remainder of these games, Arsenal will definitely, drop points. As I currently said, I haven't looked at their fixture list, their games that they've got coming up. Obviously, they've got to play Rennes in the second leg of the Europa League. To be quite honest with you, the way they've played at the Emirates this season, I can see them overcoming that 2-goal deficit. Arsenal as well. Of course, they had Lucas Torreira suspended today as well, so obviously he wasn't playing, so that was a big miss for Arsenal as well. But David De Gea didn't really have much to do in the game today, to be quite honest with you, apart from the goals to me, quite honestly. Arsenal did have other shots, that went over the bar, went wide, and all that as well. But Lacazette played well for them today. Aubameyang played well for them today. Ozil played well for them today. Niles played well for them today as well. Xhaka played well, also scored them as well. But yeah, we move on from this, and, every team loses, to be quite honest with you. But I still think, we can get in that top 4 without a shadow of a doubt, because, there's a few teams, going for that top 4, as I said, Chelsea, are now, I think, are we only a point now in front of Chelsea, but they did drop points today. So there's Chelsea, us, and Arsenal, obviously, going for that top four. But I still think, we can definitely, win the Champions League without a shadow of a doubt. We can win Champions League. I think we can definitely win the FA Cup as well, and that would be fantastic if we win the FA Cup, win the Champions League, and then either way, it wouldn't matter if we missed out on top four. If we won the FA Cup and won the Champions League, it wouldn't really matter. To be quite honest with you. But if we don't win the Champions League, obviously we want to get in that top four, and top four is definitely still alive. There's still like 8 games left in the season, so there's going to be a lot of twists and turns to come, as I said. But as I did say, we weren't clinical enough today. As I said, Lukaku, I think he's looking more effective. Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you. I thought he was our best player, or one of our best players on the pitch today. He could have had a hat trick today. Could have Romelu Lukaku, as I currently said. Rashford, I think, had a couple of chances of his own as well. And Rashford, I thought, played very, very well today as well. But I'm not going to be heavily critical of David De Gea. It's just a lack of concentration. It does happen sometimes. He really should have done better with that, David De Gea. But I think when Xhaka hit it, like the ball, like sort of swerved. To be quite honest with you, Fred, for me, I thought he didn't play well today. To be honest, but I thought Matic, just coming back from injury, I thought he looked very, very ineffective in that midfield. For Matic, really slowed that midfield down, and I thought he had a really, really poor game today. Did Matic? Lindelof, of course, wasn't at his best today as well, and Smalling was playing again. Smalling's obviously, this was his 200th appearance today for Manchester United. I think he's in the league in all competitions. I can't remember. Smalling obviously has been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preferred option. Since he's obviously come back from injury. So obviously Smalling's been playing alongside Lindelof. Since Smalling's recovered from injury. Of course, as well. Eric Bailly, of course, is he going to start losing his place in the team? Because he has been in and out of the team this season as Eric Bailly, but I still think he's got great potential. Eric Bailly, as I said, and so Martial did come on. He didn't really look lively when he came on in the second half. Mason Greenwood came on as well. That's his second appearance in the senior team for Manchester United as well. But yeah, and also there's been, as we all currently know, talks going on in the media that Manchester United could consider, sending, that youngster Chong out on loan for the whole of next season. There has been a lot of reports going on about that as well that I was hearing. There has been rumours going on about some potential transfer rumours. I do want to give you an update on, as I did say, the reports coming out in relation to Gareth Bale yesterday, actually saying that he'd reportedly purchased an house in Manchester. This was according to Dan Bolton, the Spanish publication. Reportedly purchased an house in Manchester. Allegedly, it said he'd agreed personal terms with Manchester United over potential summer transfer move as well. Reportedly, Gareth Bale. And reports do say, well, it's actually suggested out that he was happy with Madrid with Gareth Bale. But recent reports have suggested out that actually Real Madrid want to sell Gareth Bale in the summer. Florentino Perez has actually lost patience with Gareth Bale as well. Actually, we've been hearing the narrative and the rumours about it since 2013, since the David Moyes era. We've been hearing the rumours about Gareth Bale reportedly, coming to Manchester United. All that still hasn't happened yet, as I currently said, but we have been hearing the rumours. Reports are coming out saying that reportedly Manchester United are willing to offer £60 million for Bale. From Real Madrid's perspective, they want around £100 million for Gareth Bale as well. So either way, we'll probably find it hard to come to an agreement with Real Madrid as well on the current price. And I wouldn't want Bale anyway. I know he's a really, really good player, and he has got a really, really good ratio as Gareth Bale, and but he's just got a record of injuries, as we all know. He's known for injuries, and I don't want any injury-prone players, to come to Manchester United. Of course, he's aging up as well, and this is his 6th season now, in the Spanish capital, with Real Madrid, and I think he's lost his place now in the team, especially under Santiago Solari. I think they've still got Santiago Solari. I think they've still got Santiago Solari as their manager, and yeah, so there's been a lot of talks about Bale going on. Obviously, he's injury-prone as well. He still scored a lot of goals. His ratio, still very, very good, but his wages are around £650,000 a week, so that could have a knock-on effect on a lot of teams as well, because he's the highest paid player in world football. Of course, I don't think Real Madrid Real Madrid will find it difficult to recruit the initial £86 million paid for him from Tottenham, back in 2013 as well. I think he's prepared to sit out his contract, because he actually still is under contract with Real Madrid until 2020 as well. But reports were coming out saying that reportedly he purchased an house in Manchester and all this, and I think he's indicated that he does want to make the Manchester United move, but I don't want Manchester United, to sign Gareth Bale, of course, as well. There's been talks that he could make a return back to Tottenham as well. I have been hearing rumours about that going on as well. And news has been coming out today, as I updated you on my last video, in relation to Philip Coutinho as well. I do want to give you an update on that as well. Philip Coutinho, as I did currently say, reports have been coming out. I think this is according to the Daily Mail. That reportedly, Philip Coutinho has reportedly spoken to our players, Manchester United players, over the potential move to Manchester United. Reportedly, I think is available. As I think it did say it'd be available for around, is it around £100 million? Did it say or something like that? Philip Coutinho. But of course, he's enjoyed a very, very difficult season, with Barcelona. He's been there he's been there over a year now with Barcelona. He's struggled to really get in the team as Philip Coutinho, and he hasn't really made the impact as everyone expects him to do. Because when he was in the Premier League with Liverpool for 5 great years, he had 5 great years with Liverpool. Did Philip Coutinho? Reports are saying that reportedly Coutinho is interested in making a summer move to Old Trafford. We heard the narrative about this back in the January transfer window that Coutinho was interested in making a move to Manchester United. Reportedly, so we did hear the rumours about this back in January. Of course, he's the third most expensive player in world football, as we all know, behind Neymar and Kylian Mbappe, because Barcelona paid around £142 million for Philip Coutinho as well. But do you think he's the solution, to address our problems? Because mainly Coutinho is an attacking midfielder, but I think he can also play as a winger as well. So he is versatile as Coutinho, and I don't think he'll go back to Liverpool anyway. But I think he actually does miss the Premier League, does Philip Coutinho, as I said, because he had 5 great years with Liverpool, as I said. He used to play for Espanyol when he was younger as well. He actually began his career with Inter Milan, did Philip Coutinho, and he's only 26, so he's still in his mid-20s. He has still got a lot of years ahead of him as well. But reportedly, he's interested in making a move to Man United. Reportedly, he's spoken to our players about a potential move to Old Trafford in the summer, as well as Philip Coutinho. And I think he's becoming increasingly frustrated with his time with his time in Spain. Is Philip Coutinho, because he's failed to really make an impact. He's lacked game time as well as Philip Coutinho. But yeah, there's been a lot of rumours, about it going on, that he has been linked with a move to Old Trafford. He did say it probably would cost us in the excess of probably £100 million, maybe just under £100 million as well in the current process. So yeah, there's been rumours about that going on as well. And other transfer rumours, of course, I want to update you on. Obviously, there's been a lot of talks going on about this Bruno Fernandes, of course, from Sporting Lisbon. Of course, he's only 24 years of age, as we all know. He's Sporting Lisbon player. He's 24. He's Portuguese, but reportedly this season he's had a really, really good campaign with Sporting Lisbon this season, reportedly, because mainly he spent the entirety of his playing career with his entirety of his playing career in Italy, with likes of Sampdoria and Udinese and all that as well. Reportedly, it says Manchester United have held negotiations. It did say reportedly Manchester United have met up. I think they've met up with Bruno Fernandes' representatives over the potential move for Bruno Fernandes. Reportedly, did say Manchester United could get him in a top price transfer based on Sporting Lisbon's financial problems. Reportedly, I think he's still got a contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2023. As Bruno Fernandes reportedly, I think he's got a release clause of around, is it £90 million or something like that as well in his Sporting Lisbon deal. But Sporting Lisbon paid around £8 million from Sampdoria. He's mainly an attacking midfielder. Is this Bruno Fernandes? To be quite honest with you, I don't really know much about him. It's also said Liverpool have also expressed an interest in him as well. Bruno Fernandes. But yeah, he's only 24. He's Portuguese, and he has still got a lot of years ahead of him. As well, couldn't know, but I have been hearing, rumours about that going on as well in the media. I have been hearing rumours about that, going on in the media as well, about Manchester United, showing an interest in Bruno Fernandes as well. But obviously, we do know that we still need signings. Obviously, there's still some contract renewals we're going to have to sort out as well. In relation to David De Gea, he's done really, really well as David De Gea, of course, 100 Premier League clean sheets, now he's officially made. I think Manchester United are set to reopen talks, based on getting him a new contract with Manchester United. Of course, the last time I did hear about that, reportedly Manchester United were willing to offer him around £350,000 a week. Reportedly, De Gea was demanding that he wanted around £400,000 a week to potentially. So De Gea is demanding that he wants to be the highest paid player alongside Alexis Sanchez. Reportedly, Manchester United were not willing to meet what currently David De Gea was demanding the last time. I did hear about it as well, but I think he's happy Manchester United, committing his long-term future at Manchester United as well as David De Gea. He's been here a number of years, potentially still the best goalkeeper in world football is David De Gea as well. And this is what his 7th, 8th season now. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions as David De Gea. David De Gea. Of course, he's won the Club's Player of the Year 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Of course, he's won everything here as well in terms of silverware in English football as well. Last year, Manchester United activated a 12-month extension on his contract term as well. So he is still under contract here at least until 2020 as well, David De Gea. So hopefully, somewhere along the lines, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract at Manchester United as well. Hopefully we can get Herrera a new contract as well. He's currently still injured at the moment. He probably should be back into contention, to play against Wolves next week as well. But I've been very, very impressed with his performances, mainly when he has been fully fit, since Solskjaer has come in. I think he's been breaking up the play very, very well. He's been more of a regular in the team, and he's been playing a big part in that midfield as well. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to the agreement of getting him a new contract as well under Herrera. Of course, we know Juan Mata, of course, he's still out through injury as well. He's got a hamstring injury. I don't know when he's going to come back from injury, as I said. Yeah, I do expect, players, to leave Manchester United in the summer. Yeah, definitely Sanchez is going to be one of them because he's obviously out for 4 to 6 weeks. Is Alexis Sanchez, of course. And Sanchez has been very, very disappointing, since he's come to United. He's the only player that hasn't really been rejuvenated in the Manchester United team, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in because he just emphasises how ineffective, Alexis Sanchez has been when he has been playing for Manchester United, of course. He's been here just over a year, of course. Of course, he's got a knee injury now. He's had other injuries as well since he's been in. He's been here just over a year, of course, as Alexis Sanchez, and he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time so far as Alexis Sanchez failed to really fit under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system. Of course, he's 30 years of age now. He has lost that yard of pace, as I said, but I do think Manchester United are considering, getting rid of Alexis Sanchez. The first 25 minutes, as I said, I took charge of the game. The boss. They were sustaining. Sorry about that. They were sustaining attacks very, very well. I thought Aubameyang and Lacazette, looked very, very good for Arsenal as well. Xhaka played really, really well, and especially in that first 25 minutes, we looked very, very ineffective completely. Fred had. We still. We got Lukaku was playing really, really well, and Lukaku was getting good service, and I thought, Lukaku just weren't clinical for Manchester United overall. We're just not clinical enough today, to be quite honest with you. We had our chances, and this is what obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is currently going to pinpoint out, the current chances, that Manchester United had currently had in the game, especially through Lukaku. Fred had hit the post as well in the first half, so we basically hit the woodwork twice in the first half as well, and we were just unlucky today, and it just wasn't our day, and obviously at some point, obviously it was going to come to an end at some point. Our 100% winning record up away from home, it has now officially come to an end, as I said. But David De Gea didn't have really much to do apart from from the goal from Xhaka and the penalty of foul. I don't think he had all to do in terms of making any world class saves or all that as well. But they did have chances, but a lot of them were off target. A lot of Arsenal's chances they had in the first opening 25 minutes of the game as well. But as I did currently say, yeah, Xhaka's goal, it should have been dealt with by De Gea, to be quite honest with you, but I'm not going to be critical over that. And of course, I don't think it was a penalty, that second goal, from Aubameyang from the penalty spot. And initially, it was Lacazette that went down from Fred, and I don't think Fred had to touch him, so I think Lacazette, went down far too easy. So that wasn't a penalty, and I think the ref had a bad game today, to be quite honest with you. In situations of both teams, I thought, the referee made some bad decisions today in the game as well. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on from this. Obviously, there will be more live videos probably coming up tomorrow night or tomorrow throughout the afternoon. Of course, as well, we'll be updating you on the news and that. Later on next week, the Wolves games on Saturday, innit? The preview will be coming up for that as well. But yeah, that won't be an easy game. I don't even know a lot about Wolves, to be quite honest with you. But I know they have been playing really, really well this season. To be quite honest with you, I do know obviously Nuno Santo. He seems to be a pretty decent manager, to be quite honest, because he's got Wolves into 7th position this season at the moment. He's got them into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup as well. So yeah, I think he's done a really, really good job. I think the other teams he managed, I think he used to be a bit Porto manager, didn't he? I think he used to manage Valencia at one point, didn't he? I think he began his actual managerial career with Rio Ave, was it, or something like that? I think he played for Porto as a player, did this Nuno Santo as well. I think he did win trophies as a player as well. He won the championship with Wolves last season as well, did Nuno Santo as well in the process. So We know Wolves away from home ain't going to be an easy game. I think the last time we played Wolves actually away from home, we drew them early on the season at home. But I think the last time we played Wolves at Molineux, was it back in 2012? So it was a lot of years ago. And I think actually Manchester United won that game 5-0, if I remember rightly. And actually they did beat us back in 2011. This was obviously under Alex Ferreira. They actually ended keys going off, yeah, and not Liverpool as well. So a pretty good season. So obviously we hope this doesn't we don't lose our momentum. And we can go to. Sorry guys, again, internet going off. I think it's just one defeat today, and we're just gonna move on. I haven't actually watched Solskjaer's post match interview, to be quite honest with you, but he did make a number of changes to get, from that fantastic result against PSG midweek as well in the Champions League. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys.